Hello everyone and welcome to this video. My name is Waqar, and in this video I'm going to cover Ichimoku Cloud, the indicator, and how it can be utilized as not only an indicator but actually as a holistic, comprehensive trading strategy. Because of the functions and the features of the cloud, Ichimoku Cloud, you can actually identify support and resistance. You can identify the bias where the pair wants to go long term and short term. And also, most importantly, which I utilize it for mostly, is to get the sniper entries with minimal drawdown. So what I want to explain to you about the Ichimoku Cloud is we have several lines going on in the chart, and it can be a bit messy, and for new traders, a little overwhelming. So first, what I'm going to do is actually hide the candles, which you may never have seen before. Traders always have the candles there. That's what the main thing is. However, Ichimoku Cloud actually tells you everything you need to know even without the candles. So when you add the candles in, you have a whole world of information that you would otherwise not have. So how I like to trade the Ichimoku Cloud is with the highest time frame coming down. So I would start with the monthly, then the weekly, then the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and then to get entries would be 15 minutes, 5 minutes, even 1 minute, depending on what you're trading. If you're trading something really fast, like US 30, I would even go down to the 1 minute. But let me quickly identify for you what everything, these lines on the chart are. So we have several lines on the chart for Ichimoku Cloud, and here they are. I'll show you right here. So we have a conversion line, baseline. I'll add the lagging span for you now as well, actually. We'll make it black. Conversion line, baseline, lagging span, lead 1, lead 2. Okay, what are all of these things? So in blue, we have the baseline. Now the baseline, what it is a calculation. It's almost a moving average, but it's not exactly the same because it takes into consideration more data than a moving average, and a simple moving average that most traders use. Now what the baseline is, it takes into consideration 52 candles in the past on that time frame. So in this scenario, it would be 52 days worth of data, but not only just the average of the closing prices. However, it takes into consideration the highs of the wick and the lows of the wick, and takes that into consideration to form a more stable, less volatile line in comparison to an EMA. So the baseline takes into consideration 52 days worth of data and forms this line. Now the conversion line is exactly the same. It takes into consideration the same data of the wicks, not just the closing price like an EMA. However, this is for a shorter amount of time. This is for only 26 points of data. So on the daily chart, it would be 26 days. So as you can imagine, because it's a shorter time frame, 26 days as opposed to 52, 26 days would be a more volatile, more reactive, and also more recent, more relevant price because it's taken into consideration newer data. So now when you have these two lines, you have two lines which you can form, and you can see, you can understand what these lines are telling you. So for example, when the conversion line, which is your more stable line, and because it's taking into consideration more data, it would be your preference line. So what I like to utilize this as is what I like to call the elastic band effect. Now imagine price is like an elastic band, and you can take price as high as you want, or you can take price as low as you want. But price always wants to return like an elastic band. It always wants to spring back to the baseline. So wherever you're looking at in the chart, where if you're seeing prices all the way over here, but you see baseline is here, you know eventually price wants to come back home. It wants to come back to that baseline. So that's why I use the baseline, as I use it as a target area for price. The conversion line, because it's more recent data, is more volatile, I can use that to get my directional bias. So if I see, this is another small tip for you guys on the Ichimoku Cloud. When you have a baseline that is flat, that means it's telling you that the market is neutral. Here, the bulls are in control. That means that the buyers are in control. And when it's facing downwards a little bit like here, it means the sellers are in control. So when you have a neutral baseline, and you have almost like a C, the letter C, a C format, I like to call it. When you see the C format forming and a neutral baseline, it is a strong indication to you that price wants to come down like this. And let's see what happened in real life. And that's exactly what happened. So up here, at this point in time, price was all the way up here, but the baseline was neutral. And then we started to see this C format forming. And actually what happened was you did see a sell. Now, if you identified that in real life and caught that from the top all the way down to where it ended, current price, you could have made over 600 pips. Now imagine the power of that, even on a 0.1 lot, a small size lot, you could have made $600 on that trade. And that's why I like to tell people about the power of Ichimoku Cloud. Let me hide the candles for you guys again so you can see more clearly other features of the cloud. So these are the two lines of the cloud, but this itself is the cloud, this red and green cloud. And what this is taking into consideration these similar data, but it's pushing it into the future. So it's a prediction, it's a cloud. So this is 26 periods in the future, so 26 days in the future from this point. And right here is 52 days in the future from this point. So these two lines, leading span A, leading span B, in between is called the cloud, and in between these areas is considered trendless. So you don't have a directional bias, and the lines of the cloud are considered support and resistance. Everything on the cloud you see, this line, this line, this line, this line, everything can be used as support and resistance. So what you would do in real life is you would build your story with your elastic band. You know, price wants to come home, price wants to come here. You would use this to indicate to you when it wants to come home. And you'd use this as extra confluence, that you'd use this as a cloud of support and resistance. So you would know price wants to bounce off the cloud or not, it wants to respect the cloud. So you can do this in real life. And I can actually show you on a pair that I was trading recently, how it comes down in real life. It looks a bit messy, but bear with me. What I'm going to show you is the power of the cloud. So this is a short trade I took recently. Let me delete everything for you so you guys can see. So you see right here, before the trade was made, I highlighted this area, a purple box, which I was expecting price to reverse from buys to sells. And this is my target area for other reasons. Now all I needed to know is when price was ready. And that's when the power of Ichimoku Cloud really comes in, is to identify things to precision. So I'm going to hide everything, hide the candles, so you guys can see clearly. All you have to do, like I said, is when the blue line and the red line and the blue line meet, like right here, that tells you price is neutral, price is ready to change. So when price crosses like this, the two lines cross, that means you're ready to sell and go down. And in real life, let's see what happened. That's exactly what happened. In my target area, the crossover took here, and I took my entry, which is very close to my region that I was expecting. And because of that, because I got that sniper entry, I had zero drawdown, I had zero loss. As soon as the cross happened, that's exactly when I took my entry, and boom, red candle. That was amazing for sales and great profits. And I managed to catch almost 100 pips on this trade, purely by utilizing the power of the cloud. 100 pips with no loss and no drawdown to get that sniper entry and really take your trading to the next level. I hope that video was useful. In the video series, I'm going to explain more details of the cloud, more specifics of the cloud, and how to really use the cloud to an advanced level where you can really take your trading game to the next level. See you there.